So what is the problem with the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, the TDAC? We're going to go through the whole process of how to fill it out online, how to get your QR code, and then what happens once you get to Thailand. That's where the problems start. You ready? Let's go. Okay, hey, JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia, back in Bangkok, back in my condo. Got my studio here, so I'm feeling more at home, more at ease. But it wasn't without some hassle to get back from Manila, from BGC to Thailand using that TDAC, using the Thailand Digital Arrival Card. There were some hiccups, and I'll tell you whose fault it was. And it wasn't my fault. Okay. So first off, let's, I want to share the screen here and I want to show you, go through the whole process of what it takes to fill out that TDAC. So let's do this. We're going to share that screen. I'm going to bring it up for you. Let's make that bigger and make me smaller. There you go. Okay. So now if you Google TDAC or Thailand Digital Arrival Card, you're going to get tons of sponsored websites that have nothing to do with the real one. You have to, I ended up having to type it all in because it just didn't, Google does not help you at all in finding the right website. So you want to make sure you get the right one because it's the free one. And so I'll put it down below and I'll put it in the description, but basically it's tdac.immigration.go.th. That's the website. I'll put it below. I'll put it in the description. But when you get it, you'll get this this page here, and it'll ask you whether you're a robot or clone or whatever. So you got to check that box. And if you're new to it, you would click on Arrival Card. If you've already filled one out and you need to update it or correct some information, you can click this one. So I'm going to click this one and show you a little bit of the first page. And basically where you put your family name in, which is your last name, of course, first name, middle name, your nationality, and you'll get a drop-down menu. Okay, so we're just going to scroll down, going all the way down to American. Okay, so a nationality or citizenship is American, USA. So there you go. And then you've got to put your passport number in. So, and of course, when you do this, put this information in, make sure it's correct. You'll have an option to check everything and edit if you've made any mistakes. Then you put in your date of birth, year, month, and day, male or female or whatever. Visa number, you don't need that because you're coming in visa free, so you don't need to put a visa number in there. So keep that blank, and only the ones with the red asterisks is what you need. So if you're retired, just type in retired or whatever occupation you are. Country or territory of residence, this is where United States of America right there. So you type that in like there, and then put in your state. So you just choose what state you're in. And I'll put Nebraska. And then put your phone number. This is your American phone number. So it's 1 and then your area code and phone number. And then you'd hit continue. And then date of arrival. And you can only do this 3 days, within 3 days of actually coming here. So everything else would be grayed out. So today's the 4th. I got in early this morning. So so basically they're looking at you're coming in within the next 3 days, which is the 5th, 6th, or 7th. So I'll just put the 4th, and then where you're boarding. So I'm going to put it's Republic of the Philippines, I believe. Here we go. Republic of the Philippines. There you go. Purpose of travel, put holiday. Mode of travel, it'd be air. Mode of transportation, commercial flight. Your flight number would be, this one would be 5J931. And then date of departure. Okay, this was what threw me. At first I thought they meant the date you're leaving for Bangkok, but they want to know when you're leaving Bangkok. So I'm putting July 1st by air. My mode of transportation is commercial flight. My flight number, and I got a throwaway ticket with onwardticket.com, and I'll put that in the description too if you want to use that. So my throwaway ticket is SQ 8615. And then if you're a transit and you're not staying in Thailand, you click that box. But if you're checking out through immigration, even if you're transiting, even if it's like an overnight stay over, not even an overnight stay over, you still have to fill this out. Anytime you leave through immigration and come back, you have to do that. So type of accommodation. So I would put apartment or hotel or wherever you're staying. So I put apartment, and then the province. My province is Samut Prakan, and my district is Muang, Samut Prakan, and my subdivision is Tefarak, and there's the postal code there, and then you put in the address, whatever your address is, move 3, Tarapak. I mean, we'll see if that's enough to get. It's a huge. Thailand has huge addresses, very long addresses. So we'll see if they accept that or not. Health declaration. Okay, so here's the health declaration. Please list the name of the countries or territories where you stayed in the last 2 weeks. So I put here do the same thing. Republic of the Philippines, right there. And that's it. And then if you have other travelers, you can put your family on the same page on the same thing. If not, just review, and then you can click here. I have read and accepted the terms, and then that would allow you to submit. And then once you submit, you will get a QR code. They'll send you a QR code, and so you can either screenshot it or download it. It gives you an option to download the page, which basically is a QR code and then all your information that you put in. I downloaded it, but I also did a screenshot just in case I had problems on my phone trying to find the download. But that's basically it. It's pretty simple. Takes what took me maybe 10, 15 minutes total to do all that. So that was the easy part. And so when I left the Philippines, when I left Manila, NAIA, that was super easy. That was the quickest I got through Manila Airport ever. And I've been traveling there for 10 years. And it took me maybe 15 minutes, the whole process from walking in the front doors to having. What I did is I went to the Cebu Pacific kiosk and printed my boarding pass. And then I just went through security. and they, they scanned my bag. I just had a carry-on and my equipment bag. Got through that, no problems. Went through immigration, no problems. Had my brand new passport. I just got that, and they stamped that. I got my first stamp in there, and she laughed. I told her, "It's my first. You're my first." But went through immigration, no problems, and then went right to my gate. And I got there so much earlier than, because I thought there was going to be issues. I thought it's going to take a while, and there's going to be lines and that sort of thing. But there weren't. There were no lines. Got through with no problems, and waited about 2.5 hours for boarding. Got on board. Once I landed in Thailand, and this was an overnight flight, kind of a red eye, I got in about 1:45 a.m. This morning, Sunday morning, into Thailand, into Suvarnabhumi Airport, which is the newer airport. Once I got there, that's when the problems started. Now, let me tell you what the problems were. And first of all, I will tell you, it had nothing to do with the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, the QR code, that whole process. It had nothing to do with that. So I get there, and I get to immigration, and there's huge lines. And it was just going so slow. And I'm watching what's going on, and I'm way in the back. So there was hardly anybody behind me. I was almost the last person to go through immigration. But I'm watching others go up to the lines. They had probably a dozen booths open, and I see people getting turned away. And I'm going, uh-oh, what's going on? And they have these little rooms right before you get into the line of immigration, and the sign above it says interrogation room. And I see people in these interrogation rooms, and literally that's what they're called, interrogation rooms. So if that's not intimidating, I don't know what is. But I see these people getting turned away, like every other person's getting turned away. And I'm going, what in the world is going on? And I'm getting a little worried, because I'm thinking, oh, what's going to happen when I get up there? I hope everything's good, and so, but I realized after a while that the ones that are getting turned away are the ones that didn't do the TDAC, the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, online, and didn't have their QR code. So these idiots were in line and get all the way up to the counter, and then realized that they needed a QR code for the arrival card, and they had to turn around, get out of line, go online, and redo everything. And I swear to God, it took 2 hours to get through immigration, and it probably would have taken 30 minutes total if these bozos had known that they needed to fill out that TDAC online to get their QR code so they can go through immigration. That was the only hang up. Everything else ran swimmingly. It was so smooth a process. Thailand does a great job. You go up there, you give them your passport, you give them your boarding pass at immigration, and you show them. I showed her my screenshot of my QR code, and I don't know if she took a shot of that or what she did with that, scanned it or whatever, but she gave me the phone back right away, and then looked and found my, where I left the Philippines, and then she gave me my stamp, and you do your fingerprints, you do your right 4 fingers, then you do your left 4 fingers, then you do your 2 thumbs, and then they take a picture of you, and then you get your passport back, and it's all stamped, and I'm good for 60 days, and I walk through. That part was so easy. So if there's a moral at all to this, guys, it's make sure you fill out that card before you get to Thailand, because it's going to save you so much hassle. And not only you, everybody else in line, because half those people, like I said, half those people were in line and shouldn't have been. So we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And that's what stretched out the whole wait period, was those idiots that didn't fill out their TDAC and got their QR code before they got in line. So let that be a lesson. Fill out your card get your QR code, and you're going to have no problems getting here to Thailand. And you get 60 days still, 60 days, and then you can extend for another 30. So 90 days total before you have to leave the country. So here's my plan. I'm going to be here until, let's see, all of May, all of June, all of July. So I'll probably leave, I'll get an extension. So I'll have that July month that I'll extend to. And then sometime in late July, I'm going to take a trip to Cambodia with a buddy of mine. And we're going to check out. I've never been to Cambodia, so I'm kind of excited to check it out. We're going to go to Siem Reap, and we're going to go to Phnom Penh and just check out those two places and check out Angkor Wat, the temples there, and just have some good times. And I'll do some videos on that too. But right now I'm back in Thailand and got a little bit of sleep on the plane and a little bit of sleep when I got back in my condo. But I'm happy to be home, and I'll keep doing videos. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if you had similar issues or if you had any issues with the QR code or getting that, if you've traveled to Thailand since May 1st. Now, they just implemented that, so it's brand new, just going on the 3rd day, but they've already got it down. They've got it down to a science. No issues at all. It's the yahoos that didn't do it. That's where the issues came. But as always, live life, my friend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.